Okay, it was around 2007, and my partner and I had built what was really a great 30-person agency down here in Florida. We were flying, we were at the top of our game. We had just been named one of Inc. magazine's top 500 small entrepreneurial businesses. I mean, you know, it's like you couldn't ask for what we were getting. It was just one of those golden moments where two people came together and we formed this company that just rocked in every single way. And it got bigger and better, and we got more customers and better clients. We were traveling the country, the world, getting all sorts of notoriety, awards. People flocked to us. There were people from big agencies that actually wanted to work for us. I mean, it was like a dream come true, and then we blew it. I mean, the next thing I know, there I was back in my house, in my living room, kind of looking around going, what the hell happened? Where am I? The office was gone, the company was gone, the business was gone, my people were gone, and there I was back in my house that literally I hadn't spent much time in 10 years, because when you're working and you're doing something you love so much, you don't even want to go home. But there I was at home, and literally for 3 months I laid on the couch. I laid on my couch in my living room with the TV set on. I slept. I stopped eating. I ended up in Mount Sinai twice from, you know, the stress of this whole thing, because I had a monster mess to clean up. I mean, monster. And my first instinct was to blame. I was pissed. I wanted to blame everybody. It was his fault, it was their fault, it's the economy's fault, it's the wind's fault. I wanted to blame everybody, and that wasn't feeling really good. And some very random person, which now I understand in life nothing is random, very random person said to me, you need to go out into the world and start training with people and start understanding the bigger picture of what's happening here. So I took this man's advice, and for the next 3 years I just decided to roam the earth and go learn what I could. And for the first time in my adult life, I decided to stop talking and start listening. And that was a big step for me. When you run your own company, you talk, right? So I did that. I traveled the globe. I studied with business experts. I studied with strategists. I studied with self-help gurus. I studied with people who taught health and wellness. I went to Machu Picchu and did a spiritual retreat. I went to Ecuador and spent 2 weeks in the Ecuador's all volcanoes. So I spent 2 weeks there and had the most incredible spiritual healings with shamans. I mean, I opened myself to every kind of learning experience and feeling experience that I could possibly find. And I found a lot of answers out there. And it was probably the most enlightening time of my life. And I came back to Miami. I mean, this wasn't one chunk. This was over a course of 3 years. But what came out of me was this book. And it literally fell out of my soul. I can't explain it any better than that. As I started to write it, I realized I wasn't pissed anymore. And the big shift for me in going from being pissed to where I am now was once you understand that you are completely responsible for everything that goes on in your life, you are completely responsible for everything that goes on in your life. And once I got that, the book totally shifted, and I realized that the purpose of this book shifted. It wasn't me telling my story and wanting everybody to think or learn from me. It wasn't that at all. It was me understanding what small businesses go through all the time, what little mom and pop shops, what even bigger businesses. You talk about big family businesses that have a brother and a sister and an uncle and a cousin working together, those types of partnerships. Or if it was with my partner and myself, or even, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger have been partners for 50 years, nobody even knows about it. The way those partnerships work, the only way those partnerships work, is if every partner is accountable. And when I got that, and that changed everything.